What's good, everybody? It's Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. And this one is deleted. I'm sick of J. Cole reaction. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video. Man, so I did a reaction of Poor Antonio, and I was confused. I was reading the lyrics, and it looks like a lot of the fan base, everyone that listened to it, is split. Some of the points that I heard that was interesting was so two polarizing views. I would say FD Signifier, who absolutely loved it, and Charlemagne the God, who didn't like it, you know, but expressed that the rapping was still dope. Now, my thoughts on it is it when you hear the track, it almost feels like J. Cole is gaslighting the listener because it's just all like you hear it and you're just all like, okay, well, he's making it seem like even with the 7 minute drill, like it was just the hype and online and everything like that. But it's just like out your own mouth, you said this stuff. And Charlemagne, I mean Joe Budden, that's who it was. FD Signifier Joe Budden. Um, Joe Budden brought up some good points, and it's just all like, yo, you sat up there and said you were this, you wanted this, backed out, and now it's almost like I could have, and it's this whole mess. So let's see what Deleted is saying and why he's sick of J.
J.
Cole.
Cole fans might as well back out and unsubscribe right now. Y'all are about to hate everything I have to say, and I hope I get under all y'all skin. I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope I irritate your soul. Matter of fact, drop a clown emoji in the comments. Welcome to Gotham City, bitch. I'm about to terrorize that ass. I'm about to really bully this nigga, and I'm about to bully his fan base. And I ain't here for y'all to agree with me either. Ask me if I care. Go ahead. Ask me if I care. You can't cancel someone who doesn't give a fuck. And unlike your favorite rapper, I don't backtrack and apologize.
Wow.
You know me, I'm YouTube's biggest villain, the new biggest villain. The reason why I say that is because my opinion's not gonna be popular. You might not like anything I gotta say.
Do you want me? Wanna love me like that?
J. Cole is still a goofy, the passive-aggressive rapper. Being passive-aggressive should never be praised, by the way. And if I didn't have to worry about monetization in the first few minutes of this video, I would call him a bunch of other names off top. But I'll get back to that after the 3-minute mark. Don't trip. This guy really pulled off the ultimate con, convincing the world he's some saintly sunset cruising philosopher type of on a bike. Get out of here with that. On his recent drop, Port Antonio, Cole takes a moment to address the big three beef between Drake, K-Dot, and himself. Listen, man, this isn't meant to criticize his talent or undermine his writing skills. It's about exposing his lack of integrity and his false claims of moral high ground. It's all a
Yeah, the thing is that it's very difficult with some artists because me being a rapper myself, it's just all like you want to critique what's going on, but the very act of you critiquing and putting it out is you participating in the same thing you're critiquing, because it's just all like you're saying how you feel about a situation, which brings attention to it. Your mere putting it out is bringing attention, the same attention that you spoke against in this track, so that I think is what a lot of people feel is the hypocrisy of this J. Cole verse. And maybe that might be what he's trying to, show, is that, hey, I'm human, I'm a hypocrite. I go back and forth between these thoughts, and this is it in song form, but the villain is right.
facade. It's fake as fuck. and people keep falling for the shit.
They say I'm picking sides, hey, don't you lie on me, my nigga. To start another war, hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga.
This is called gaslighting. Not only does he apologize to the guy who's been dissing him and rewriting history by claiming that it's the fans and the people that are writing the narrative of him picking a side, but now he's shifting the blame onto bloggers and fans, accusing them of profiting from the beef.
I pulled the plug because I seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow.
As if the bloggers and the fans started it. So that's why he didn't engage, huh? Because he didn't want others cashing in on the drama? Nigga, we over here minding our business like Kendrick was. You wasn't saying that shit when First Person Shooter went number 2. You stood by it.
First Person Shooter did go number 2.
No, I didn't go number 2. It went number 1. But if it would have went number 2, it wouldn't have mattered. Like, you know what pushed the First Person Shooter over the edge? And I know this because this is Eve telling me this. It's not like I'm checking for this. If the other song would have went number 1, it's like, bro, I'm cool. I almost feel better not having my first number 1 be off of Drake alley-oop. You know what I mean? Like, I love Drake, and I love that I'm a part of that moment with him with Michael Jackson. But it's like, bro, cap.
Stop it. This man gonna try to sit here and say he wasn't checking for that to be number 1 when that was gonna be his very first number 1. Stop it, Cole. And then the most shocking statement of the whole track.
I wouldn't have lost the battle, dog. I would have lost the bro. I would have gained the phone.
This is for real a delusional man child. You sound like a real hater. A hating child watching his friend's championship game, and he tells them,
oh my goodness, yo. When I heard that line, I gave the no. J. Cole, you are dope. But your pin to Kendrick's pin, it's a different weight class, my friend. It's not to say that you're not good, but that is a different weight class.
hey, you did good, but you wouldn't have won against me. If I was out on the court, you wouldn't have won against me, though. Nigga, sit your ass down. You was on the bleachers. Shut the fuck up, hater. Cole over here wanting to be the narrator or the commentator of the Infinity War. We don't need you to do that, bruh. Sit down somewhere. We seen it. Your lyrics aren't changing our perspective, nigga. We seen it. Quit trying to change the narrative and shit. We seen it. And then he sneaks in some lines like, I'm a killer with the pen.
See this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke.
Yeah, okay. Then why act like you need therapy over a hip-hop beef, man? This is hip-hop. You didn't have to engage at all. If you're as morally upright and walk a truly virtuous path, I would think at 40 years old, your big man age, you wouldn't have fallen into this beef in the first place. You would have naturally knew it was wrong from the start because evidently that's your whole rap persona, right? Which is actually a crutch. You lean on this persona when shit gets tough. Bro, you should have stayed out of it. Just like all the other rappers that didn't get involved. You should have stayed the fuck out of it. Every rapper who did decide to join knew what was coming and what it meant. But for someone who claims to be the best and constantly throws subliminal shots, you don't get to throw stones and hide your hands when things get messy. Again, every rapper that tapped into this beef knew what would happen and what it meant. Whether they had the dope bars or not, they took the backlash to the chin and kept it pushing. Rick Ross, Rocky, Ye, Future, Metro, Drake, K-Dot, they all took the criticism and dealt with it like a man. J. Cole is a walking contradiction. Yeah, this is when I'm gonna tear that ass up.
This ain't that Diddy party, bro. This ain't that Diddy party.
He presents a righteous
before he goes into that. Yes, that is a lot of the big criticism because it's just all like this isn't us just making this stuff out of the blue. Once it was started and we was just like, oh snap, all 3 of them were about to engage. It's just all like, that's what we was activating. But he was right. It's just like we were minding our business, you know? And so it is interesting. Like I'm trying to look at it both ways as the artist and as the fan, because you know, when I write music as well, it's like I'm literally looking to express myself. And so in that, yeah, there may be contradictions because I'm in a different place. But J. Cole not reading the room, J. Cole kind of just, you know, saying one thing but acting in a different way, you know, saying that your pit is fire, but like that you wasn't dodging the smoke, you know, and it's just all like yes, you can back out, and everyone was just like in hindsight, like, yo, that was a good thing to do. But as far as your friendly battle, keeping it a certain way, he's right at 40. That should be. Then again, this does make me think about maturity. This does make me think about how maybe money or fame or things like that can stunt that, because it's just all like, my biggest thing with J. Cole and a lot of this is that he's not dumb. I mean, the dude literally graduated. I don't know if he has like a master's or something like that, but you know how to research, you know how to do certain things. And so some of this just seems like he is not using his brain in some ways, but let's see. Or he's playing them, like, let's see the villain tear his ass up. And I'll leave the full video because I don't think I'm gonna react to the whole thing, but I believe the full video in the description.
With a noble attitude, but beneath all that lies envy and jealousy that runs deep. This is the same guy that dissed the SoundCloud generation. Remember that? Just because, just for the hell of it, which started the whole fuck J. Cole movement. He did this unprovoked. Instead of taking the new artists under his wing, he dissed them and criticized them.
Have you heard what J. Cole has dropped? What
means you heard it.
Yep, he heard it. Okay, that's okay. You knew that question was coming.
What do we feel
right?
about it?
Yeah, what do you think?
It was cool. I don't listen to J. Cole. I definitely listen to it. It was flooded. It flooded my shit. It was everywhere.
Why?
Because everybody said he was talking about me.
Absolutely.
Who else would he be talking about? What other Lils?
Either me or
Lil
Uzi.
Bow Wow?
Right.
Honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Wow, you get so much props. You just a 17-year-old. Lame ass jet.
At the time, they all gained high popularity that Cole always wanted and envied. J. Cole.
And it's interesting to bring that up and to come at it from that angle, because it's just all like, how do you, as an elder, as a unk in the game, criticize or try to, give some type of, information without coming off as bitter? Sometimes I hesitate when writing because I'm just like, that's not how I want to come across, and in some moments it does, to me, require that. But again, it's not trying to tell someone how to live their life and different things like that. It did bring a good point. It's just like you said, that it was unprovoked. And at that point, it's just like, you could have been on SoundCloud just doing the same thing that they're doing, and I think that maybe because the label situations or different things like that, they're not. But that's honestly what I look at this point, is that really, if you could drop a might delete later and you can drop these whenever you want, could you have done that this whole time? And so there's a thin line between, I think hating and criticizing or having a legit criticism, but like I said, it was up
Around that time would often claim his B-list celebrity status, knowing he technically wasn't the fan favorite, and his envy and jealousy shine through the cracks when attacking the SoundCloud era and basically straight hating on niggas. Now, a lot of you, and myself, could say in some ways he was technically right about some of the SoundCloud rappers. However, a lot of talent came out of that wave. XXX, Juice WRLD, Uzi, and hell, even Yachty if you want to be real. Everything he said about that era only worked on a few artists, but didn't work on the ones who made an actual impact. And they went against his narrative of bashing the SoundCloud movement, in which I would like to point out he only dissed them for clout. They were the wave at the time, so for him to take shots will keep him in the discussion. Art has always been raw. These were normal kids that produced raw and authentic music. They came from nothing and created their own lane. And please don't mention his high morality and wanting to lead the youth to a better outlook in life and try to act like he's morally better than these guys. Don't try to argue the fact that he was just being a leader to the youth when this nigga fucks with Drake. Drake raps about the exact same things these young kids were, like drugs and fucking bitches, and basically doing all the things he dissed the SoundCloud rappers for. But he condones it with Drake and does music with Drake and doesn't mind if Drake does it. I guess the difference is that Drake can actually rap and Drake doesn't back away from a beef. So he decides to be a hypocrite, a straight up hating ass hypocrite. He would then later backtrack on everything he said about the SoundCloud movement while talking to Lil Yachty.
At that point in time, you were kind of also, fuck these new niggas too.
Not outwardly. I never did anything I don't think outwardly. Well, maybe I did.
Shit, I hate these rappers, especially the immature 8-week rappers, lil whatever.
You kind of like came at all of the new generation.
Yeah, but it was.
You see how this nigga didn't try to take accountability and act as if he was attacked for no reason? Yachty didn't let that shit slide, and he had to remind him that he came for a whole entire young generation, which he then admits to hating on Soulja Boy for the same exact thing, and basically admitted to being an overall hater.
A lot of that shit for me, I was conflicted because on one hand we partying all the time to this music, but on the other hand I'm like, man, this shit go against everything that I think that I am and who I am. I had some fake morals. Around the time Soulja Boy came out, I don't know how this happened, but I had a realization within myself. But at that time I had resistance, similar to when you came out and your class came out. I had resistance. Nah, that's not the thing that I love. Like, what? Y'all fucking with this? Like, I was one of them. Yeah. And it was literally a part of me that had a realization. So I was like, bruh, you a hater. Like, yo, you are literally hating. Fast forward, when y'all came out, mind you, I'm coming off my biggest album ever, like 2014 Forest Hill Drive, boom, boom, boom. I'm feeling like, whew, boy, I did it. This, that, and the third. And then right before my eyes, shit is shifting. Completely shifting. It's like, man, with that shit on, we didn't care about that shit no more, bro. Like, my knee-jerk reaction to that music was the same. It was, man, this shit, boom, boom. I had to have a conversation with myself like, nigga, you hating.
Again, throwing stones and hiding your hands.
I don't understand why J. Cole talking about false prophets, but didn't mention higher ups, changing name to Amber Code. These fucking entertainers is playing it by the rules, sucking government dick for sake to stay cool.
This guy also went at Kanye West when he not only used Kanye's song to break through mainstream with Workout Plan, which Kanye had to sign off and give him the okay to do so, basically using Ye for his first mainstream hit. This dude has multiple tweets glazing Ye throughout his career. For him to then take shots at Ye unprovoked just because he disagrees with Ye's stance. And while everyone has the right to speak up and share their opinions, even if they weren't asked to do so, yes, it's okay to disagree with someone. However, we all know Ye isn't a battle rapper to begin with. He doesn't battle rap. He's most likely not to respond on the track, but most likely in an interview or a rant. Most of Kanye's music is about self-uplifting, and harsh motivational songs to work out to are just brain food to be great. The first time he's ever made any kind of actual real diss track was in fact the Like That remix against Drake and Lucien Grange. So at the time of False Prophets, this guy takes on an easy-ass target. Let me diss a guy that I know that won't make a song back at me, who happens to be in their prime, so I'll gain attention through hip-hop for coming at one of the greats. Basically some more opportunist type shit. And another attack for clout. Oh yeah, Jay folds every time.
False Prophets, which that song wasn't about him. There's one verse that applies to him for sure. But if you listen to that song is about what this shit is exposing and what I got to check myself about. And I checked myself on that song. At one point in time, I put this dude on a major pedestal, and he ain't the only one that's been there. Jay been there, you know what I mean? Pac been there, Big been there, Nas been there. It's a bunch of people that have sat on that pedestal of like, bro, you inspire me. And these kids come up to me and they tell me the same thing now. And there's nothing wrong with that. You inspire me. But it's when it's at an unhealthy level.
Nah, nigga, you ain't fooling nobody but your dumbass fan base. That's why Kanye to this day don't fuck with you. You just never stand on shit. Every situation you backtrack, or you like to drop out of the fight and act like it wasn't like that and everyone took it out of context. The same way you did the SoundCloud rappers and now how you're doing Kendrick and Drake situation.
This video is sponsored by yours truly, Mr. Composition, the MC that writes fiction. And for the month of October on my Mr. Composition Music YouTube page, I am doing one-shot music video a day. So for 31 days, there will be a new one-shot video, and the goal is to get that channel to 1,000 subscribers. So make sure to check that out. Subscribe, show some love to the videos, and drop a comment, man. Let me know that you came from this channel. But anyways, guys, back to the video. That's true. Yeah, man. It sucks. It sucks. Like I said, the biggest thing is, how do you, as the artist, especially a big artist, but I would say any artist, how do you grow and express that growth, which is going to be different, you know, in order to say something which may come across as hating, And J. Cole is very self-aware, which is you being able to have these conversations with yourself, because that honestly what he's saying isn't not true. You know what I mean? Like it is something when you think of certain artists and you're just all like, yeah, the knee-jerk reaction, different things like that. Hell, there's a lot of that I've been dealing with. But when I'm writing my music, I just try to stay away from being too judgy due to the fact of me not understanding, because it does come across as, even when growing up and seeing other artists do it, whether it be old school artists saying it's a new school artist, it does come across as, hey, these guys are X, Y, and Z. They're getting the attention. And let me go ahead and say something about it, how I don't like it, but it's just all like, this is what the fans are gravitating towards. Nothing's stopping us from dropping music. Therefore, it's got to be something that resonates with the people. I'm not trying to insert my ideas. I'm just letting you know how I think. You know what I mean? And through my music. And I think that that's where J. Cole knows how to do that. That's why this Port Antonio was so confusing, because to me, it kind of just sounds like the back and forth thoughts that one would have in their head, that he's saying it on a track, you know? And that's why it's just all like, the rapping is dope, but what he's saying in the rap, it's just all like, okay, no, we have the internet. We can go back and we can listen to interviews, listen to other tracks. We can piece together, like, we are able to do that now. And it's just all like, you don't get away with that, type of thing. So I think that you can critique aspects of the track and still like the track, or still know that he's a dope artist, or that it was a dope rap, but still have these critiques, So this was hilarious. I believe the full video for y'all to check out, but yeah, this is the villain. I reacted to several of his other stuff before, so this is funny. But anyways, y'all, let me know what y'all think. Do you think that the Port Antonio was a misstep on J. Cole's part? Or let me know what y'all think as far as the narratives going around. The Smith's Composition MC that writes fiction, back at it with another reaction. Make sure to like, subscribe, notification bells on so you don't miss when I drop a new video on the road to 5K. Check the description for my music, books, comics, and more. All right, y'all. Peace.